Have you been wondering whether or not vibration or rebounding is better for lymphatic drainage? Have you been seeing it all over the place? Everybody's promoting one thing or another. Let's break it down and let's talk about specifically how it can relate to lymphatic drainage support. And don't get me wrong, I'll throw in some of the other benefits so that you know the true difference between the two. And that way you can decide whether or not one is right for you, or maybe both. Like in my instance, I use both of them, but you'll know why I use what, when, based on our conversation in today's video. All right, let's start by doing like what vibration does, and then we'll go into rebound, and then we'll talk about the downside to both of them, and then I'll just give you my personal opinion based on what I've seen and what I see works best. All right, the nice thing about vibration is you literally turn it on and you stand there. And the vibration, what it does is as you're standing there, that vibration is causing your muscles to contract. And it's those quick muscle contractions that's helping move the lymphatic fluid. So that's ultimately how vibration plates work, is it's those quick muscle contractions to keep you upright, to prevent you from falling over, that helps move along the lymphatic fluid. So it's great. You don't have to do anything. You don't physically have to think about anything. You can literally just stand on the vibration plate and talk to a friend, watch some TV, scroll YouTube, whatever it is you want, and you're getting the benefit of lymphatic drainage. The nice thing about vibration plates too, as a side bonus, what we're seeing, and please keep in mind, vibration plates are newer. So I do believe that we're going to end up seeing more research coming out in the near future. And I do think that we're going to see a whole lot of cool, fun things that vibration does. One example would be a lot of different practices are using vibration for different things. My niece is going for vision training to help strengthen her eyes. And one of the things they do is they have her practice the vision exercises well on a vibration plate. So I do think, like I said, we're going to see really cool things coming up in the future as to what else vibration can do. But in the meantime, what we are seeing positive benefit for is things like it does help with bone density, which is fantastic, especially for us women, because as we age, we lose estrogen, and with the loss of estrogen, we start to lose bone density. So the fact that standing on a vibration plate helps with lymphatic drainage, improves bone density, is all fantastic. There's some promising research showing that vibration plates might even help with weight loss. So simply by standing on a vibration plate, it might help you lose some of that pesky weight that just might be stuck. Now, I think what that's going to show is that it's getting a lot of the inflammation moving, which is really important in weight loss, but I'm not sure if we're going to see a total reduction in fat loss. But numbers are coming down on the scale. They're showing that it also helps with the appearance of cellulite, meaning it can make cellulite look better. Now, it's not saying by any means that cellulite goes away when you use a vibration plate, but it makes it look less noticeable, which is always nice, added benefit. One additional thing when it comes to the vibration plate, you don't have to just stand there. You can use it as a means of exercising, meaning you can do squats, you can do heel raises, you can get some free weights or some bands and do some exercise on the vibration plate in order to increase muscle contraction and strength. Now, what they are currently saying though is if you do that, that does not simply replace like cardiovascular exercise or, like going to the gym and working out completely. This is an addition, not a replacement. At least that's what they're saying currently. Now, some of the things that I will say is I like the vibration plate for the versatility. What do I mean by versatility? Well, the vibration plate, you can stand on it. You can sit on a chair and have your feet on it. You can sit on the vibration plate specifically. You can put your arms on it. So depending upon where you have your lymphatic congestion, you can be more site specific with the vibration plate, which is fantastic. I find that individuals with lymphedema and lipedema, this is super beneficial because they can be a whole lot more site specific with the vibration plate. Now, using it is pretty easy, other than you do got to figure out the settings. So we're going to get into that in just a sec. Stay tuned. And the time is really not a whole lot of time. Usually I tell people if you're super sensitive, starting at about 1 minute, but working your way up to about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes max on the vibration plate is all you need for lymphatic drainage. 10 minutes is usually sufficient. Let's go on to rebounding. So what are the benefits of rebounding? Well, let's talk about how rebounding works for lymphatic drainage. Rebounding is active, meaning you physically have to put put energy in to moving your lymph. You're contracting your muscles by pushing down into the rebounder, and then you're coming up. Now, whether your feet physically leave the rebounder or not, that's up to you. But what that's doing is that down and up is helping move the lymphatic fluid through the vessels. And as you hit the top of your acceleration, that fluid comes up, the vessels close. So when you come down, the fluid stays where it was. And then when you come up again, it pushes the fluid up again through the next set of one-way valves. So it is amazing way of moving your lymph, and it is very well researched. They know this for sure. The nice thing about the rebounder too is the rebounder can be very much cardiovascular. So depending upon how you choose to use the rebounder, you can do a nice slow, steady rebound, which will be more lymphatic drainage, just nice, easy, joint loading, things like that, to full on like pushing down, coming up, and really going after it, making it more of a cardio workout. Now, NASA back in the 80s did some research, and they found that, actively doing cardio work on the rebounder can be more effective than even jogging. Plus, it's a lot easier on your joints. So you can ultimately use your rebounder for two different methods depending upon what you're looking for. So if you're looking for more of a cardio workout, it's fantastic for that. Or you can do just slow, relaxing, but you still have to push. Now, rebounding absolutely still helps with bone density. So just like the vibration plate, it has been shown to help with weight loss. It also is, like I said, a fantastic means of cardiovascular. It's been shown to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improve your mood. Like, there's just a lot more research supporting rebounders because it's been around a lot longer, but it's a ton of amazing research. So rebounding is fantastic. It's pretty easy to use. You literally get on and you start bouncing, and you get to choose the intensity. Now, if you're somebody that has a lack of balance, or you're a little bit uneasy or uneven on your feet, definitely look at a rebounder with a handlebar. That can help steady you and make it a whole lot safer and easier for you to get the benefits of rebounding. Now, when it comes to rebounding, typically you want to do between 10 and 30 minutes, upper 30 if you're looking more for cardio, about 10 minutes still when it comes to lymphatic drainage. Okay, so those are the pros behind rebounders and vibration plates. Let's talk about some of the cons. So we're just going to go back and forth between the cons. That way you can really compare it. So one of the biggest cons for vibration plates is the price. The price is typically a cheap one is around $200, upwards of tens of thousands of dollars. Now, I definitely don't think you need tens of thousands unless you run a clinic and you're looking for very specific things. You can get a very good vibration plate for around $500, which usually go on sale sometimes for even less than $300. Those are fantastic, but the con to that though is still the price tag. It is more expensive than a rebounder, where rebounders still can be, $60 to $1,000, but I definitely don't think you need hundreds of dollars to spend on a rebounder. My rebounder, I think, is $90 and it works fantastic. So the cost difference is there when it comes to them. However, it just depends on what you're looking for. I do think that if you're somebody that has lymphedema, lipedema, spending that extra money, if you have it, on a vibration plate might be effective because of the versatility behind it. Whereas rebounding, you're kind of just stuck rebounding. So the cost can be definitely a hindrance to whether or not you choose one or the other. The other downside when it comes to vibration plates is you got to make sure you have the right frequency. Not all vibration plates have the right frequency. And what do I mean by that is for lymphatic drainage, the frequency really needs to be somewhere between 10 and 30 hertz. The problem with that is not all plates get up to 10, and some plates that do get up to 10, the speed is pretty crazy. So it's a little too intense for people to use. So if you are going to be purchasing a vibration plate, you want to make sure that the frequency is within the range that you're looking for. Just to give you an example though, everything is going to have a slightly different frequency. So I said, lymphatic drainage is between 10 and 30. Bone density is to improve bone density is about 30 to 50. So you can see that it really just depends what you're looking for. If you have it on a 30, yes, you'll be getting lymphatic drainage and bone density at the same time. So that's something to consider as well. So if your main goal is lymphatic drainage and you're looking at the cheaper vibration plates, it might not have a frequency in which it's going to help move your lymphatic system as well, in which case I would suggest doing the rebounder. Another downside to the vibration plate is it can cause a lot of tingling, like itchiness. And people are like, oh my gosh, it makes me so itchy. Yeah, it's because it's increasing circulation and it's also moving that like toxic waste fluid. So yeah, it can definitely make you itchy. The good news though is that typically subsides as you get the stagnation moving and as you improve circulation. So if you can handle it, you may have to go low and slow just to get used to it, but it does get better. For some people, the vibration plate might be a sensory overwhelm. So if you're somebody who's already, go, 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 and you are just like, you're stuck in fight or flight, it might not be the best thing, especially if you're easily somebody that gets overwhelmed just because of that vibration. That can be a lot for some people. So if that's you, vibration might not be the best tool for you at this time. Maybe focus on the nervous system, working on the nervous system, getting into a parasympathetic state, and then come back to a vibration plate and see if that's a better fit at that time. Now, when it comes to rebounders, really, other than the fact that you really can only rebound on a rebounder, like you can't mainly focus on your arms or just like your torso. That's one downside in my opinion. But the other thing is rebounders typically take up a little bit more space than the vibration plate just because you can't fully take them apart. So you do have to have a little bit more space to store them, which honestly, it's a mild inconvenience, but it's still one of the cons that I hear a lot of complaints about. And then the other thing is if you have things like pelvic dysfunction, rebounding is not the best. Why? Because when you're bouncing, it's going to cause you to leak just a little bit. So working on your pelvic floor before doing the rebounder might be a better option. So with that being said, they both are fantastic, especially when it comes to the benefits like increasing circulation, bone density, helping with lymphatic drainage. Obviously, the rebounder has, more of the cardiovascular component to it. It also has more research because it's been around longer. I do, like I said, think vibration is going to come out with more research telling us all of the benefits behind using different frequencies and what it can help us with, but it's making sure that our vibration plate has the capability of hitting those frequencies. So I use both. It really just depends on my mood. If I'm looking for a passive means of helping move my lymph, I jump on the vibration plate. If I'm looking to get some frustration out, I will probably get on the rebounder and just bounce. So it really just depends what you're looking for. Both are fantastic. The rebounder, in my opinion, is more fun because you're bouncing, whereas the vibration plate, you're just kind of standing there shaking, which is still fun in its own right. It's just fun in a different way. But one thing I will tell you is I have found across the board, regardless of whether you're using vibration or rebounding, you gotta clear your lymph nodes first. Open up those lymph nodes, clear them so that the lymphatic fluid in the vessels, because that's really where the rebounder and the vibration plate are shining, is moving the fluid in the vessels. It has a place to move. So clear your lymph nodes before jumping on one or the other. And as always, happy draining. Let me know in the comments which one you're more drawn to, or if you use one and what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. Like I said, I have thousands of people all over the world and within my community telling me all the time that they love both of them. And it's just a personal preference as to really which one somebody might choose or be more drawn to. Thanks for being here.